Hello everyone, we're back. Last lesson we spoke about adding and subtracting integers, negative and positive numbers, and we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing integers. So today we will learn how to multiply and divide positive and negative integers. We're going to solve problems and we're going to compare adding and subtracting the integers and multiplying and dividing integers. So basically we're gonna put week 1 and week 2 together so that you all can get a holistic picture of what's going on. Did you know that mathematics speaks positively when everyone speaks the same language? Let that sink in. Mathematics speaks positively when everyone speaks the same language. For instance, a positive times a positive. That's two, you can say same language, positive and positive. The result is going to be positive. And negative times negative, the result is still going to be positive because the negative and the negative, they identify with each other. The positive and the positive identify with each other. So the result is going to be positive. But two different languages, for example, a Mexican, a Mexican speaking to a Jamaican, right? You could consider that as a negative and a positive, correct? So imagine a Mexican and a Jamaican going into a contract, right? They don't understand each other. They're there to either multiply or divide, right? Remember we're doing multiplication and division. The contract either decreasing something, increasing something, keeping something the same, right? But one is from Mexico, one is from Jamaica, right? Right there, there's a language barrier. So that presents a problem, hence a negative result because of that language barrier. So a negative times or divide by a positive, the answer is going to be a negative. So when the sign differs, when there are two different languages, the result is going to be negative. But when the languages are the same, the result is going to be positive. So just remember that whenever you're doing a mathematical problem, and you will definitely get the answer correct. Okay? So the rule is if the signs are the same, both positive or both negative, we're speaking the same language, the answer is positive. If the signs are different, one positive and one negative, one Jamaican and one Mexican, the answer is going to be negative. We don't understand each other. Jamaicans say we speak patois or we speak, English, and Mexicans speak Spanish and we don't understand it. It's going to be negative, right? So two different languages, negative. Cool? So for instance, 5 times positive 3, that's going to give you a positive 15. They're speaking the same language. Negative 2 times negative 4, that's going to be a positive 8. They're speaking the same language, same negative language, right? Figuratively speaking. And negative 2 times a positive 4, that answer is going to be a negative 8, right? Two different signs. Same with division. 6 divided by negative 2, you're going to get a negative 3. A negative 6 divided by a negative 2, you're going to get a positive 3. The languages are the same. They understand each other. Take a look at the rule again. Positive times positive, answer is positive. Negative times negative, the answer is positive because guess what? They're speaking the same language. But positive times negative, two different languages, you're going to get a negative. We don't understand each other. There's a language barrier, right? Same with division. Positive divided by positive is a positive. Negative divided by negative is a positive, and positive divided by negative is a negative. Look at these examples. I mentioned them before. 5 times 3 equals 15, which is positive because it's two positive numbers. Negative 2 times negative 4 equals 8. It's two negative numbers. But look at the third one. It's a negative and a positive number, so the answer is going to be negative. Remember, we're doing multiplication and division, okay? And then the rules apply for the division as well. Now let's look at these examples. Okay, so this is 13 times negative 3. Okay, it's times. So 13 times negative 3. Or 13 multiplied by negative 3. Um, 13, it can be written as 13 open bracket negative 3 as well. Okay, I'm just showing below the problem. I just show how it can also be written, so don't panic. It's the same thing, right? So 13 times is not 13x, right? It's 13 times negative 3. Let's write this. Oh, it's 13 times negative 3. That answer is, remember, so this is a negative and this is a positive, right? So two different languages, the answer is going to be negative. We don't understand each other, okay? All right, let's do the other one. Negative 5 times negative 8. See, so you have a negative 5 and a negative 8, right? They are speaking the same language, negative and negative. So the answer is going to be positive, right? So the answer is 40, positive 40. Cool? Let's do the division, right? So it's 24 divided by negative 3, yeah? If y'all want, y'all can put the negative down here. It don't matter, you know? So 24 divided by negative 3. Negative and positive, two different languages. So the answer is going to be negative 8. Right? Cool. Now look at this one. Negative 11 divided by negative 1. So those are the same languages, right? Negative and negative. So the answer is going to be, the result is going to be a positive conversation. Okay? So let's compare. So two negatives make positive in multiplication and division, but that is not true in addition and subtraction. Remember, two negatives makes a positive in multiplication and division, but that is not true in addition and subtraction. When you're adding or subtracting the same signs, the result takes on the same sign, right? If the signs are different, what you're going to do is find the difference and the answer takes the sign of the larger number. Remember that. Okay? If you're still not clear, go back to the previous video. Put your questions in the comments and I will definitely respond. Okay? So let's look at these problems. Okay? It's a little bit of combination. And as I said before, every complex problem is made up of simple problems, right? So this is 4 multiplied by -20, take away 215, right? Let's work that together. And then the second one, you can work it on your own and put it in the comment section, okay? Let me see, let me get that black ink. Okay, so 4 times -20, that's what? Remember, negative times a positive, 2 different languages, so it's going to be a -80. Take away or subtract 215. See that? No, it's -80 subtract 215. Now we're in subtraction now, right? So the signs are the same in the subtraction. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 80 to the 215, and then it takes the common sign. So that's going to be -295. Okay? So this ends today's lesson. The next lessons will cover expanding brackets. Reason being, it will incorporate um, multiplying, adding, subtracting, dividing integers, and we're gonna also do percentages. Stay tuned.